Elvis bought this house in March of 1956, just as his career was taking off. Many years later, an Elvis fan was happy to move in.
In 1998, my former wife and I bought this house, and it was a very unusual feeling to actually own a house Elvis owned. You know, I can honestly say I slept in Elvis's bedroom, just 45 years apart. One of the amazing things about buying this house is I started to accumulate stories. People come up to me and tell me their stories. The Presleys lived at Audobon Drive 1 year and 1 month. They bought Graceland in March 1957. They spent a month making some changes to that place, and then they moved out of Audubon Drive to the more spacious, more, at that time, more private location. Another reason why the Presleys moved is because the neighbors here wanted him to move. You know, this was a very upper crust neighborhood, and there was a class difference between the Presleys and the neighbors. I distinctly remember one of the older neighbors telling me that she was given a tour of the property by Gladys, and Gladys was most proud of her vegetable garden. She wanted to grow vegetables and can them, as you would in, you know, rural Tupelo, Mississippi. But you wouldn't necessarily do that here in this very nice neighborhood. She was very impressed with that. And then, of course, the big reason why the neighbors wanted the Presleys leave was the distraction. And again, this is stories that have been personally told to me, that they just couldn't cope with all the people coming here, parking in the street, blocking driveways, trampling through yards, just to get to see Elvis or get to see the Presleys home. Well, there's this famous story that's told. The men in the neighborhood gathered together and they went to Vernon. Because remember now, Elvis is not home much. He's out making history. So Vernon's here managing the household. And they went to Vernon and they inquired about his mortgage. How much did he owe? And with the implication that they're going to pay it off, they can take the money and move. And when Elvis heard about this, he was very offended. He says, how much they owe on their damn houses, I'll buy them out. And what these men in the neighborhood found out, to the embarrassment, is the Presleys had no mortgage. They had paid for this house in a year's time. And in fact, the Presleys were richer than they were. So they tucked their tails between their legs and went back home.